Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. I am in Guadalajara, Mexico, and I'm here for Talentland, which is a pretty cool conference, though I haven't been there yet. I had to do a bunch of work this morning, had to do an interview with Blocks Live TV, then I had to do, travel logistics, and I'm gonna try to keep this as fast as possible. And then I'm gonna head over to the conference. So let's go straight to screen share. As I pull out the live chat, and then we'll talk about the price of Bitcoin. We'll briefly look at Lyft and the other IPOs that took place right before the holiday weekend, which was kind of weird, but hey, that's what they wanted to do. That's what they want to do. I think Amazon earnings are coming up, so I kind of need to look at Amazon stock, and we'll take a look at Netflix stock as well, and some of the other, and Apple and Google, and some of the other ones. As you know, I used to be a trader of the earnings season in the tech sector. I still have friends trading stuff, and since I don't have time to help them all individually, we're going to do it on a podcast, and I'm going to make them watch. Okay, here's my calendar. I'm here for Talentland all week. Then I am off to Mexico for the trading workshop. And then from Mexico, I will be back in New York for a bunch of events, including my workshop and consensus. And then it's back to Europe. I'm considering changing from Rome to another city. So stay tuned. The info on that is coming like tomorrow. Okay, guys, that's about it. Check out the workshops, check out the indicators, check out all that stuff. Not much time. Also, we launched Understanding Bitcoin YouTube channel. It already has 30 subscribers just from yesterday. Please check that out. All future Understanding Bitcoin conference videos and live stream is going to be on this YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel for Understanding Bitcoin. We have a YouTube channel for Unconfiscatable. The first run of a conference streams to my channel, mostly because no one knows these channels exist. But after that, they do become their own things. So please go and subscribe to Understanding Bitcoin. All of day one's individual videos are posted there, and all of day two is coming later this week. Okay. Long-term view, this month is looking really, really good, and it continues to do so, at least when I started doing the video. Well, it wasn't, so Robin, it wasn't clickbait when I wrote that title, because right here, you can see what happened to Bitcoin. What was the high price? $53.98 and 24 cents. So unless you're the kind of person that's gonna say it didn't hit 5,400 because it missed it by $1.75, please unsubscribe and never watch this channel again, because that's not how trading works. Okay, next. Let's go through it one at a time, okay? So here is it's just ignorant people in the live chat. I gotta turn this thing off. Okay, next. We have the weekly chart, and the weekly chart gave you a bullish trade, okay? And that's important. That's really important, okay? This is why, if you watched the long marathon, which was awesome, by the way, if you watched the long marathon, I talked about how I was in a bullish trade. And right here on the weekly, we have a green 3 going above a green 2 on a weekly scale. Now, it's not all hunky-dory and bull market, here we come. It's not that simple. because first of all, there is a declining moving average. This moving average is the 50-week moving average, and it is formidable. It's a formidable moving average that should reject the price. Now, today is Monday, so this is the first week of a weekly, the first day of a weekly candle. So if we go all the way up to 6,000 and then close the week below the moving average, that means the moving average has held. In fact, if we close above this moving average, but then close below this moving average in the following week, or maybe even the week after, you can consider that the moving average has held. So in order to break this moving average, we need to do what we did to the 30-week moving average. We need to break above it, close above it, and then spend a full candle above that moving average. And then we can consider it broken. Now, this is interesting. Like when I saw the price spike, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, I quickly went and created this video because I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a video today. And then while I was setting up the video and going live, the price has pulled all the way back. So we went up 100 and down 100 in the last hour. So we're going to get to that in a second. Here's the no trade zone. Now, for me, the no trade zone has technically been broken, but we still haven't closed above it. So here's the dilemma for a trader. I am already in the bullish trade. I am in a bullish trade since a few days ago. I've been in a bullish trade since April 20th, maybe even April 19th. I don't remember at this point, right? So I entered the bullish trade in 590 range, right? So my trade is still profitable. Now, yesterday that trade wasn't very profitable, but today it was. Also, like, you guys don't know the details of my trade, but I already told my I guess consulting clients that trade, the moment we hit 5,400, which to me we just did, I have to raise my stop loss. So I will be raising that stop loss. Now I have a new swing low. So my stop loss, I know what, I'll play this out. So look, we're on a 7 of 9. Now the weekly is on a 3 of 9. So the weekly has more room to go, even though resistance is coming like now. So the ducks aren't all lined up. The daily, the ducks aren't all lined up either. You are breaking the no trade zone on the daily, but at the same time, in 2 days, you're going to have a daily 9, which should call for a slowdown in the action. Right, and there's another interesting comment. Someone says I shorted 5,400, which, shorting is a perfect trade at that, right? But I am long as a 5,290, right? So you can see how at the moment, and this happens often, at the moment, I am profitable in my trade, and you are profitable in your trade, and you're short, and I am long, right? So there is and this is the difference between like opinion of the future and actual trading. Like, it doesn't matter what, I mean, Bitcoin could be at 6,000 tomorrow. Bitcoin could be at 3,000 tomorrow. And both of us could walk away with a profitable trade. Like, it goes against me, Bitcoin goes down to 3K, and I still walk away with a profitable trade. It depends on how high I want to move my stop loss. Now, that trade obviously won't be very profitable, but profitable still. I'm pretty highly leveraged, by the way. And the other person that shorted at 4,000 would walk away with a lot of profit if he's leveraged. Because if he's not leveraged, then I could walk away with more profit on a few $100 move than someone else could walk away on a few $1,000 move, right? It depends how you're leveraged, right? If you're leveraged 10 to 1 and it moves $100, that's equivalent to someone that's that isn't leveraged, but the price has to move $1,000. That's 10 to 1, right? So you got to put leverage into the equation. I can look at Tesla. I'm not sure what DHR is. if I remember DHR. All right, let's go through Bitcoin quickly. There's really not that much to say. So right now, when I saw this candle hitting 4,000, I immediately quickly went and set up this video. Now, to me, here's the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart has played its 1 to 4 candle correction. It is now starting to go back up. We had a green 4 above a green 3 above the 9. This was a 5 at one point. Now it's about to reset the candle. We have to wait 7 more hours. This candle could really be anything. So not much to say on the 12-hour chart. Here is why I am long in this market right now. I am long for a short trade. I am on a long trade to the upside because to me, we kind of broke in this triangle. Now I can, play around with this triangle a little bit and still, get it, do this. Can maybe raise this guy a little bit, I want to touch as many candles as possible, like that. If I raise it, that means I can raise the up target too, right? Like if I raise that, then I can raise this. And now it could be at 12% upside. So I can raise that. You got some leeway here, a little bit. And the hour just ended, right? So in 1 hour, we went from a low of 52.92, 52.91 to a high of 53.98. So effectively 5,400. And as someone in the chat said, on BitMax, it was 54.30. So to me, this is as a trader, right? You don't know if this hour is going to end at 6,000 like it has before, or it's going to pull back down. You have no idea, right? Like, look at this hour, right? That's 1 hour. We had a 9, and then the following, we broke that, and in 1 hour, you went all the way up. Now, you pulled back a little bit. You pulled back halfway. But in 1 hour, you went from 4,200 all the way up, somewhere in here, 42 all the way to 5,000, and then you closed at 47. So you closed $400, 5,100, then 47 or 48, right? 47. So you dropped $400 in that hour. You went up 1,000, and then you dropped 400. So you don't know how this hour is going to be. So you can't miss that opportunity on a breakout. So you have to buy it. Now you have to also set a good stop loss. So for me, the stop loss has now been moved up to 52.20, okay, which is a lot higher than my prior stop loss, which was at 49.50. So my stop loss has just critically rose. Now, I also remember saying to people in my chat group that once we get to 5,400, I will set my stop loss to break even, which was an honest answer at the time. Now, my break even would be about 52.90, which was the honest answer at the time. But considering how fast we went to 5,400 and how fast we dropped down, I'm not setting my stop loss at 52.90. I'd rather set it at 52.20. Now, had we hung around 5,400 for at least a couple of hours, then I'd be setting my stop loss at around 5,300 and making sure that this trade can't cost me any money. And if it knocks me out with a cup of coffee in profit, then it knocks me out with a cup of coffee in profit. Okay. But right now, I'm going to take this blue line. I'm going to move it because now my stop loss is clear. If we go below this blue line, not only are we below the triangle, we're also below both moving averages on this 4-hour chart. So this could have been a fake out. Nobody knows. I have no idea. But I was in the long trade since we broke this triangle a couple of days ago. And I'm tightening my stop loss because we need to break out of this and go to the upside soon. Because if we don't, we're probably going down. And then I would be looking to time the short trade, assuming I have time to enter a perfect trade. If not, I'll just let it go. Okay, this is the 1-hour chart. And this is that 1-hour candle. I was looking at it on a 4-hour chart, which was a 4-hour candle, but it looked exactly like the 1-hour candle. We hit a 9, we're having this little slowdown. I can even raise my stop loss to the setup trend support line on the hourly chart, but I'm not going to do that. Right now, this is a pretty bearish looking candle, and that would kind of suck. But yeah, I was playing the breakout. I didn't have time to take profit from that breakout. I didn't even have time to add a good high stop loss. I'm just going to raise my stop loss to yesterday's low and see what happens as a swing trade. Nothing here, nothing really here. Now, the reason why this is a short-term leverage trade is because I don't believe that Bitcoin is ready to go up from a longer-term perspective, and that's why I am not. That's why I did not do it in GBTC. Let's take a look at Lyft. So I was all looking to buy Lyft today if Lyft was in the $40 to $45 price range, but it's not because Lyft is in the $58, $60 price range, and the 9 buying opportunity never came. I cannot buy Lyft at this price. Okay, I could only buy Lyft by trying to catch the falling knife, and that opportunity didn't present to me. Over here, where Lyft bottomed, I didn't see a buying opportunity because my TA didn't give it to me. Therefore, in order for me to buy Lyft, I need to see a green 2 above a green 1 going above this current swing high. So I would potentially buy Lyft if it goes above $59.60. So if Lyft goes above $60, I would consider buying Lyft. But ideally, I would rather short Lyft on a red 2 going below a red 1 going below 55, because I can't actually short Lyft in my retirement account, and I'm not sure how easy it is to short Lyft. I would just wait for a buying opportunity in the $40 to $45 range. And it's possible I may have to wait, 10 or 11 more days for this count to reset. Like, I have no idea what Lyft is going to do. All I know is I will only take on a trade if it's in my favor. And the current price flip candle is not in my favor, so we're just going to remain watching Lyft. Let's take a look at the Zoom being traded by stupid people. This is the wrong Zoom. This is the penny stock Zoom that's been around since 1990. The stock used to be worth $1,200 adjusted for splits, but it was worth half a penny a month ago when people thought that Zoom was the real Zoom. The way people think that Bitcoin SV and Bcash are the real Bitcoin, and the way that people think Ethereum is somehow technological progress, which it isn't. So this is going to be the future of your altcoins. This is going to be the future of Bitcoin hard forks. And let's see how soon, and if ever, this goes back to its actual price of half a penny. Let's take a look at the real Zoom. And the real Zoom is doing well. So the real Zoom opened at an unreasonably high price. However, we have covered all of that today. Look, it doesn't matter if the stock of Zoom is overvalued, right? Please go back to Facebook. Facebook opened at $40, then traded to 20, then bounced to like maybe 25 or 27, and then it fell all the way to 17. But then from 17, it went to 200. So while you can say that the Facebook IPO was clearly mispriced, those that had a 10-year time horizon, made what, 5x on the IPO price. Now 5x in 10 years, is that good? Is that bad? I don't know, but it's better than the majority of traders that lose money, so can't be that bad. So just because Zoom opened at 65 when it was supposed to open at 35 doesn't mean that Zoom can't run up to 100. Now, at least Zoom is a legitimate, profitable company. I like to trade legitimate, profitable companies. I don't like to trade penny stocks. I don't like to trade scams. So to me, whether Zoom is overvalued or undervalued doesn't really matter as long as you can enter a profitable trade. And I'm happy to enter a profitable trade in Zoom, even if it's 5x overvalued, because it's a legitimate company with regulatory approval to have an IPO. Let's look at Pinterest. Pinterest was not, only went up 25%, not 100% on its IPO, so it's doing kind of okay. All right, let's stick with the stock market. Let's take a look at the S&P. I don't even have my charts of the S&P up anymore. SPX. Let's look at the futures and let's look at the weekly cash market. Really curious. I have no idea how SPX is doing. Oh, I don't think that opened. There we go. So SPX is neutral right now. It's on a red 2. Now, this is a consolidation at the top. This tells me that SPX is more likely to go up in the near future than down. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for another green price flip, waiting for a green 2 below the green. I'm waiting for a green 1 and then a green 2 above it. And then I would be very happy going into SPX daily. Now, keep in mind, you are on a 10 of 9 sequential, 10 of 13 sequential with another 9 here. So this could be very, very lucrative for the S&P 500 breaking to new all-time highs. The week has just opened, and the week is on a green 6. Now it's on a 5 sequential, but it's like on a 10 or something or 11 combo. So be careful on the combo with this. A little too early to tell into the week, but man, if we can close above the, if we can close at a new yearly high, that's very bullish, and we have a few more weeks to go. Let's take a look at some of the other stocks. Was it DHL that someone asked? And thank you for your tip. DHR, yeah, we can glance at DHR. What the hell is DHR? Danaher Corporation. I have never heard of Danaher Corporation. I have no idea what they do. Looks like a recent. No, that's earnings. Ooh, look at that gap. Wow. Wow, what sector are they in? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're technical analysts. It's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant, but it's okay. So here's the bad news. The bad news is you've broken setup trend and you have this giant gap. You're also on a 7 of 9. I would not be in long. I would be out of this damn thing. I would be out of this damn thing when a 3 or a 4 showed up. That was a bad sign. You had a 9. It didn't mark the top. It went a little bit higher with the market. It's got earnings and earnings. I don't understand what the hell that is. That's weird. But anyway, it's got earnings and earnings. And I would not be holding this thing. I would be more short than long. Let's go through my list in order so I'm not playing favoritism. Let's look at Amazon. Wow. Wow. Today was a good day. Earnings is coming. Now, this is going to be interesting. Earnings is on Thursday like it always is with Amazon. Today's Monday. We're on a 5 of 9 combo 13. We can get close to that 913 sell. So if I was an Amazon right now, I would, is it our all new? Oh no, it's not an all new high. If I was an Amazon right now, I would be all in right now, but I would be looking to get out before earnings. This is a very good candle. It's a strong candle. I would have no fear. I would be looking, I don't have a price target for you guys. It's a time target. You got to get out by Thursday, preferably Wednesday. Worst case scenario, you got to get out Thursday afternoon. Okay, friends that are listening, if you're trading Amazon, if you're trading it to the upside, because I have no idea how you're trading it, up or down, trading it to the upside, ride it. Do not hold it through earnings. Don't take a chance. I mean, you can take a chance with like 1 or 2 shares of stock, but don't take a chance with anything substantial. And beautiful bullish candle. I'm all bullish from a daily perspective. On a weekly scale, ooh, this is the week you got to get out. I mean, you got to get out completely. Now, look, you can roll the dice on Tuesday and Wednesday, but do not roll the dice on Thursday. If I had to take a chance, if someone forced me to say, hey, you have to play Amazon to the upside or downside through earnings, I would play the downside, right? It's a combination of a huge rally. The price of Amazon is very high. That means that people are anticipating an earnings beat, and if they're not satisfied with the earnings call, the price is going to dump. It's also on a technical 9 weekly. and coming up on a 9 daily if it goes up into Thursday. So my advice is I would never hold Amazon long through earnings. If I'm forced to pick a side into earnings, I take the short side. Google also has its earnings, usually on the same day as Amazon, the 29th of April. And Google is on an 8, so the 9's coming next week. So be careful with Google in the same way you should be careful with Amazon. Now, Google is doing even better. I think Google is way closer to its all-time high, and that's on a 6 of 9. So the 9 is coming this week with an 8 weekly. Same principle, get out. Apple, when are Apple's earnings? Apple announces earnings a little bit later. And here is Apple. Apple is on mixed signals here. You have a bunch of down arrows on daily, aggressive, sequential, and combo. But you're on a green 3 of 9. And you had your 9. You had your 1 to 4 candle correction. You had a price flip candle. You had a green 2 go above a green 1, above a 9. I mean, Apple is still bullish. You still have another sequential in the background coming from this latest 9. Apple is bullish going into earnings. But remember, if Amazon and Google underperform earnings, that's bad. If they underperform earnings, that means Apple is going to tank by association. So don't push it. Netflix had its earnings and it did well. Now on earnings date, it was actually flat. If you were trading that earnings, you didn't do well because there was no volatility. But look, Netflix is doing well. We all thought Netflix was going to die. Reversed on a 9 sequential 1 day earlier, close enough. And Netflix is challenging its all-time highs. Impressive. I thought Netflix was going to have lots of serious competition from Hulu and some of the other services. They had to raise their prices. The ISPs are squeezing them, and it's doing well. It's on a green 2, going above a green 1, going above a swing high. Sure, it's on a sequential 13, but that's a bullish candle, guys. Today is a very good day. Tesla is looking bad. So for the same reason, if I was forced to, this is the daily chart of Tesla, by the way, top near a 9. For the same reason, if I was forced to decide which direction to hold Amazon and Google through earnings, I would hold the short side. For the same reason, I would hold Tesla long into earnings, because Tesla is down so much that the probability of earnings disappointing the investor is very, very small. So there is a higher probability that earnings would bump the price of Tesla than it would hurt the price of Tesla. Facebook. Facebook is at a new no, not close to an all-time high, but look, Facebook's recovering nicely. It's got this huge gap to the downside that's probably going to close, but now it's got this huge gap to the upside that never closed. Facebook is looking very bullish here. It's on a green 1, green 2 is coming, but earnings is coming, right? You gotta be careful. AMD. No opinion. AMD is kind of neutral. Maybe look at Microsoft and Nvidia. I can't look through them all because I want to go to the conference. So, oh wow, look at the 9 top on daily Nvidia. If I had my notification service, man, you guys could have done very well on the last 2 9s with the notification service. Well, it's coming. We're working on a notification service. It'll be a subscription, of course. It's not going to be free. Microsoft is going to top tomorrow. So try to time that exit. Like the sequential is great, right? It gave you the last top. It had a 1 to 4 candle correction. Textbook. Well, it's actually not in the textbook, the Tone textbook. If Tone writes a textbook on the sequential, it'll talk about the 1 to 4 candle correction. And here's 1, 2, 3. The 4th candle marks the bottom. Now we enter the countdown phase. The countdown is currently on an 11 of 13. The 13 is coming in 2 days, assuming it keeps going up. The 9's coming tomorrow. This is take your profit on Microsoft and get the hell out of Dodge as it goes into earnings. I mean, everything is lining up beautifully into earnings in the tech sector. Ford's doing good. We talked about Ford potentially bottoming a while ago because it was just beaten up too much. I mean, this thing was a dog. I mean, it really took a pounding in the last couple of years. Tops on a weekly 9 right here, does nothing but go down. And I'm sure we talked about it. Here at the lows, you had a bunch of 13s, the aggressive, the combo, and then eventually the sequential. You are now back on a green count. Hey, maybe it's time for Ford to revolutionize some cars again. Looks good. I'm not going to talk about Tilray, though maybe I should. Well, like I said in that last video of the turkey, when we talked about the Turkish lira with Tyler Jenks, this is a potential buying opportunity right here off the 9. It's a decent knife catch. It's look for a 1 to 4 candle correction, and if it leads to the upside, and if it leads you to $100, great. And if it doesn't, get out. I mean, to me, this is beautiful. You have your stop loss. The day is already halfway in. I mean, it's up to you if you want to really, really risk it today. But tomorrow or going into end of day, and your stop loss is the bottom of the candle. Earnings is already behind you, so you don't have to worry about that. I mean, this is beautiful. I wish I saw it this morning. I might have picked some up, though I still might, though I probably won't. I mean, it's my retirement account. Let me not mess with marijuana stocks. I don't know anything about marijuana stocks. But if I was an active day trader, swing trader, sorry, not day trader. If I was an active swing trader, hell yeah, I'd take this trade. I might have even like, what's the range on this candle? 49.81, 46. I might have already been in this trade a little bit, and I would add to my trade if Monday starts trading above that trade, because look how tight my stop loss is. My stop loss would be at 47, 45 or something, would be just below the swing low. You have such limited downside, and your upside is substantial because this thing had just fallen from like $300. Now, you may want to check the fundamentals on the stock, making sure that like Canada didn't make marijuana illegal or something like that, which is the reason for its fall. But if the fall is simply due to speculation, but the company is legit, this could be a decent buying opportunity. Maybe it's not going to go all the way to the prior swing high. Maybe it will. But right now, your goal as a swing trader and a sequential expert is to play the 1 to 4 candle correction and then reevaluate to see if this is shortable all the way down to 30, probably not, or pick it up at 30 if it gets the countdown phase. I mean, this is the stock I want to remember for the future in order to maybe, if I do write that textbook, to talk about, hey, you can buy in on a green 2 above a green 1 weekly, get out on a 9, assuming there wasn't anything on a daily chart that helped you, and then you trade this, and here's your another buying opportunity right there off the 9. I am going to flip to the daily. I'm curious if there was a daily indication of a buy, and right here there is a daily combo 13. The daily 9 came a little bit too early, came on an 8 candle, so maybe, or a 7 candle, so you had reason to wait. I'm more curious if there was a 9 at the high that helped you get out at the top. Wasn't ideal. There was a 9. It topped on a 7, which is good enough. And there was a 13 right before that 7. So there was plenty of hints between in the top 4 days. The top 4 days had 100% range, but the top 4 days, the sequential did help. All right. Any other interesting stocks on here? Not really. Oh, I want to look at this. This is that other IPO. This is Jumaya. This is they were calling it the Amazon of Africa. And this thing went from under $20 all the way to $50 in the first 4 days of trading. So this is what happens when you have an under the radar IPO. Opened where it was supposed to and just ran up 100%. And now it's pulling back a little bit. Let's see. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't think it's tradable at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on it. All right, guys. I wasn't looking at your live chat. I was looking at the charts. Don't really know what else to say. I want to go to the conference. Please check out the new YouTube channel, Understanding Bitcoin. All of the individual videos from the amazing conference in Malta are there. Also check out my website. Here is my calendar. I am in Guadalajara, Mexico for Talentland. Then I'll be in Mexico City, and then eventually I'll come back and to the US to be at Consensus and like other events around Consensus. Okay, if you are interested in the sequential code, please check out the indicator section if you want to attend a workshop. Rome might change. I am looking at other places. I've been to Rome for a day. The attendance, sign-up attendance to Rome is light. Maybe it'll be a webinar day. I'm looking at maybe Naples or maybe Istanbul because I will be in Malta right before that. So I'm looking for something in that vicinity. So, and I really enjoyed Istanbul. Enjoyed it a lot more than Rome. Sorry, guys. And so we might move Rome over to Istanbul or another part of Italy that I kind of want to see. After that, it's Amsterdam and Berlin. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And that's it for today. And I'll try to see you tomorrow. We'll try to bring back the Bitcoin Daily Show with Jimmy and Leah and the gang. We're talking about it now. All right. I will talk to you all on the next one. Bye from Mexico.